Shalom, Apostle coming back at you with the truth, giving all praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai by Shem Rakah Kodash. And I'm going to entitle this U.S. and Russia World War III. Anyway, this is a story that was put up about a little more than an hour ago, about an hour ago. Today's date is January 29, 2018, a year of prophecy. And this is from CNN. It says U.S. military. Russian jet flies within 5 feet of U.S. Navy plane, Pentagon says. Now, 5 feet, the bed that you sleep in is 6 feet, from head to toe. The lengthwise. So they damn near crashed into each other. That's extremely close. But let me read into the article. And there's a video. I'm going to put the link in the description box. And I'll read part or most of the article. It says, Washington, CNN, a Russian Su-27 jet performed an unsafe intercept, look that word up, of a U.S. Navy surveillance plane while it was flying in international airspace over the Black Sea Monday. Black Sea, I'm going to show you a map of the Black Sea and the surrounding areas. That's that hot zone. And that's where all of the top military nations are going to meet in that region, around the area of the Black Sea, the Caspian Sea, which is east of the Black Sea. You go, north of the Black Sea? That's the Ukraine, and that's hot right there. South of the Black Sea is Turkey, and south of Turkey is Syria. So as you go further south, in that region, you have Iran, Iraq, Israel, which is called the Levant. That area is called the Levant, and that's that hot spot where all these nations that possess these ICBM missiles, which are even these third world nations possess this technology. They're gonna meet, and that's where the war is gonna kick off. And Babylon the Great is gonna be destroyed, pursuant to a Revelation, the 18th chapter, and I can go into other scriptures as well. Anyway, and if you notice, when it comes to prophecy, we're going to hit you with certain key scriptures. So it sounds like we're bringing out the same scriptures over and over again, because all those scriptures are prophetic scriptures. So when we see a news article, we're going to link it up to these prophetic scriptures. It goes on to say the American pilots reported that the Russian jet came within 5 feet, and that's close. That's close. Of the U.S. plane, according to two of the officials. The Russian jet's action forced the U.S. Navy aircraft to end its mission prematurely, one of the officials said. So that's pretty much. It said that the Russian jet forced the U.S. Navy aircraft to end its mission. So that's a provocation, for war. And they are going to go to war. It goes on to say U.S. Naval Forces, U.S. Naval Forces Europe, which oversees the U.S. operations in the region, later confirmed the incident in a statement. This interaction was determined to be unsafe due to the Su-27, which is a Russian a jet, closing to within 5 feet and crossing directly through the EP-3's flight path. So that's clearly a, a provocation for a conflict, causing the EP-3 to fly through the Su-27 jet wash. Captain Mila Kuntz, a spokesman for U.S. Naval Forces Europe, told CNN. Anyway, you can read the rest of the article. I just want to give you I just want to go into the scriptures now. Okay, Ezekiel 38 verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Gog and Magog represent Russia, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the Most High, Behold, I am against thee, O God, Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields. Modern bucklers and shields and swords are these weapons, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. And Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, that's not too far from that region. Not too far from the Black Sea. And that's what you look at. You look at what's happening in the Middle East now. What's happening at the Persian Gulf area. What's happening in the land of Israel. What's happening in the Levant. It says the 5th verse, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shields and shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, and that's talking about those surrounding areas. The house of Togarmah of the north quarter, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company, different militaries that are assemble unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia is going to be a guard unto these smaller nations that actually possess these modern missiles, these ICBM missiles. It goes on to say in the 8th verse, after many days, well, that goes into, it goes into the same thing. It involves the land of Israel, the land that was brought back from the sword. Because if you go to the history of Israel being set up as a state in 1948 until this point in time, which is 2018. So we're talking about what? We're talking about what, 70 years. 70 years. Now, that the state of Israel has not been attacked by, had bombs dropped on them. ICBMs shot on them. I mean, you hear about a lot of what they call terrorist attacks, but they hadn't really been touched by another nation by an ICBM missile. And the same goes for the United States. When you go into the history of World War I and World War II, the United States was not touched. What happened was the U.S. Military forces went over to Europe, to the other side of the world, to become a part of that war. Talking about World War I and World War II, and this war that's coming prophetically is the war of Armageddon in Revelation, the 16th chapter, and also Revelation, the 20th chapter, the last couple of verses. So we're in that time, and you men that have woken up to knowing that you're an Israelite and you out there on the highways and the byways teaching, and this goes out to all the camps. This is what you're supposed to be speaking on. Tells you in the Apocrypha that you be occupied in prophecy. All right? Anyway, with that, I'm going to close it. I'm going to say Shalom.